Hello everyone, welcome to this fairly unscripted behind the scenes where I'm just going to show you the project that we just launched, which is Cult of the Bell, based on Animal Crossing and Cult of the Lamb. And I just want to take you through the process of how we created this project. Maybe you find it interesting, maybe not. If you do find it interesting, this is a 60 extra video. We make a lot of these videos on this channel, so be sure to subscribe here. And if you're interested, there's actually a video tutorial on how to animate your own character that you can find with a link in the description. So anyway, in this video, I'm actually going to show you a couple of things. How we made this video, because no, it's not gameplay. It looks like gameplay, but it's not. It's all 2D and 3D combined, and I kind of want to talk about how we set everything up and how we went from storyboarding, like right here, to actually designing all the elements, all the characters, and then eventually put those in 3D, as you can see right here, and then eventually composite them. Now, first off, we made everything with Adobe Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, and Blender mostly. If you look at the game called The Lamb, go look it up. It's a great game. That's why he made a parody out of it. That game actually obviously did not use Blender, maybe Photoshop, but definitely not After Effects. That was made with Unity and Spine. But because this is a video, we're not actually making a game. It's not playable. We're obviously doing a lot of smoke and mirror and a lot of tricks, and I'm gonna show you everything here. I'm gonna start out with this right here. You can actually watch this storyboard on the YouTube channel 60 Extra as well, and well, as you can see, it's really close to what the actual animation became. And this is basically where we plan everything out. This was actually made with Adobe Animate because it's a really easy program to quickly do storyboarding. I can quickly draw a character here and just make him run in and make him go blah 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 blah, etc., etc. So this is one way how we do that. That's the best and easiest way to actually storyboard, we think anyway. We can really plan out the stages that we have right here. We can really plan out all the animations, and so we know exactly what animations we need to make. And we also try to make sure that in this stage we know exactly how long each shot is gonna be and how many animations are needed. So in this case, for example, in the case of the owl, Blathers, you can see Isabelle walking up to the owl, then turning around, looking surprised, and that's all the animation she needs here. But then Blathers actually turns around and eats the worm, and then he talks, "I require more specimen." Or at least that's what he says in the storyboard. In the final video, it actually came out as something different. So there are some differences with the storyboard. And with this whole scene storyboarded out, we can actually make a sort of a to-do list that you can see right here. And you can see that we planned out most of the animations here. Let's see, this is gonna be the Blathers Museum. Well, it's all blue because, well, it's done. And it says hey, let's make the background. Let's actually make that in Blender. Let's make the design, then the animation of Blathers, and then Isabelle animation. And then we try to be detailed here, and I can actually say hey, who's working on this, and that's gonna be well, let's say Lola is gonna work on this, who did a lot of character design actually. And as you can see, yeah, well, a lot of people worked on this. I got Bo and Django and Yentel and Tika, who are all people that worked on this project. You can actually check them out with a link in the description of the original video, so be sure to follow them on all the socials. But when the storyboard is done, and again, check this out on our 60 Extra channel, you can see exactly what we have to do here. And then we actually start to design the characters. For example, here are the villagers that you can actually use yourself if you check out the tutorial on how to create characters and animate them. For example, we got Flora, we got Fauna, we got Enka, and Chirp, and we have everything in layers. And we got the eyes closed, and we got different mouths, and we make sure everything is in separate body parts. So that once we import it right here in After Effects, and let's say we go to Chirp in After Effects, and you can actually see that we can animate them, and everything is set up in a way, for example, that we can easily manipulate it and create keyframes, sort of like this, and then I can do whatever I want. And in this case, we have the sure prey animation, which is when they are praying at the statue, and we got the special sacrifice animation that actually uses different clothing, and then they put off their hats like that, and they will start cheering. Now, another step we do is we actually start creating the backgrounds, and since in the storyboard, we know exactly what we need right here. We know exactly what we need. We need the stairs, we need all the columns and maybe some skulls, and I have this little fish plaque. And somebody will take this sketch and they will try and turn it into a background. But in this case, it's a little different because everything is in 3D. So everything is set up in a way where we can actually easily put things in the background and in the foreground and size things up. And we've got the nest of bladders right here. And then we import all of these assets into Blender, and that's where we actually put things in 3D. And if you can see, Blathers' wing is actually in the foreground. But since we're only watching it from this view, it doesn't really matter. We got some light coming out of the windows. Here's a turnaround. You can see everything is, well, it's flat. And the same for the sacrifice scene right here. Everything is flat, including Isabella. And we got the ATM machine and like the box. You can see, well, everything is a little bit slanted just to make sure it looks good in the perspective. And that's the same for the arena right here. A lot of elements overlapping. And make sure the shading is right. So if you turn on the shadows, you can see there's shadows there. And once everything is done, we also actually have to animate everything. So we got to animate the camera movement. This project is a little slow because it's pretty heavy. I wouldn't say so, but it really is. There we go. So we got a camera motion. But as you can see, there's some stuff missing. For example, she will go into her, let's say, avatar state. And then all the shines are actually supposed to come out. And then everyone is happy right here. But that is actually not done in Blender. Now, normally, if we would do this in Unity, if we were actually be creating a game, just like Call of the Lamb did, everything would obviously be able to work within Unity or whatever software you're using to create an actual game. But in Blender, you know, that was a little hard, especially since we're only doing it for one scene. So in this case, we actually went to After Effects. We rendered everything out, and we went to After Effects, and actually we did some extra stuff like a little vignette and some color adjustments. But then in After Effects, this is not 3D anymore. This is 2D. We actually rendered this out. And as you can see right here, that energy gain, that is actually done in After Effects. And I can double click on that. You can see that is all done on top of the video. So right here, this animation actually happens on top of the animation right here. Even little things like the dust clouds that go behind Isabella, we tried that in Blender, and it was actually a little time consuming. It's like, for that 1 minute of animation that we still worked on for like 2 months, we said, you know what, let's do that part in After Effects as well. Let's make those little dust clouds in After Effects. It's a lot easier, since it's only going to be for like, you know, a couple of seconds, so it's fine. And no, these characters were not animated in Blender. No, they're actually planes of animation that we exported out as video in After Effects, and then we did it with transparency, so it's a flat plane. As you can see, the texture is nothing more than just a video that's playing right now. So that's it in a nutshell. Obviously, there's some audio and a lot of other behind the scenes stuff that gets way too technical. If you want to see more behind the scenes, you can always go to our Patreon, patreon.com/60forbits. And if you want to learn more and actually want to be able to do the things that we do, then there's definitely good news, because Blender is free. You can always download Blender for free. And if you want to check out Photoshop or After Effects, there's a link in the description too. And use that and you get your first month for free. So definitely go try it out if you haven't and you want to get into animation. Feel free to join the Discord and ask us any questions you want. Again, be sure to subscribe both here on 60forbits Extra and on the main channel 64bits. Thank you so much for watching. We had a lot of fun working on this project for the last 2 months. I wasn't alone. Definitely check out all the people that worked on this in the credits or with the links in the description. Keep in mind, we do all this work out of passion. We're not making a decent buck with ad revenue. That's really bad on YouTube with short videos, sadly. So again, if you want to support us, be sure to go to our Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and see you next time. Bye-bye.